Hello, this is Christine Halsey. Today we're looking at DHCP and DNS servers. We're going to configure static 4 IP addressing, configure and verify DNS records. Alright, so to configure static IP4 addressing, they want us to actually configure an inkjet printer. So in home office, they have the inkjet printer. And we're going to go into that inkjet printer, open it up, and configure it with the static gateway 192.168.0.1 and a DNS server address of 64.100.8.8. Alright, and then we're also going to the fast Ethernet interface, and this is where I will assign my IP address of 192.168.0.2 with a subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Okay, I also want to make sure my port status is on, and I'll close that window. Okay, next we're going to configure WRS to provide DHCP services. Okay, so we'll go to WRS and go to the GUI tab. I want to change the IP address to 68.0.1 and the subnet mask will be .0. Enable the DHCP server. Set it the static DNS1 address to 64.100.8.8. Scroll to the bottom. Save settings. And close that window. Okay, on to step 3, we want to request DHCP addressing for the home laptop. Here's our home laptop. Actually, laptop and tablet, it says. So we'll open the home laptop first and go to desktop, our IP configurations, and set it up for DHCP. And you can see our DHCP request is successful. If it does not come in, then you need to go check your WRS setup. Make sure you did that successfully. Okay, now we're going to get the tablet. So we'll go into the tablet, go to the desktop mode, IP configuration, and DHCP, requesting the IP address, DHCP request successful. Now we want to test access to the website, so we close that window. And it's supposed to go to the web browser, so I guess that was still on the tablet. And in the URL, we'll type 10.10.10.2, and it goes to the central server. We can also check 64.100.200.1 for the branch server. Okay, reopen the web browser. I'm not sure I understand that, so I guess I'm supposed to close it and reopen it and test the name for those sites. Central server .pt.pka. That took me so long to figure out it already happened, but it was telling us to click fast forward time down here at the bottom to speed up the process of this coming in. And by the time I figured out what it was telling me, it had already finished happening. So now we'll go to branch server.pt.pka and hit go. And I guess we can hit the fast forward. And it still comes back when we close it and open it again, so you'll see it does change. There's the branch server .pt.pka, and host name is unresolved. Okay, this means we need to configure our DNS server. Okay, so that's part 2. Configure famous DNS PKA with records for central and branch server. Okay, typical DNS records are registered with companies. Here we're going to control the file famous DNS PKA server on the internet. Click the internet cloud. And a new network displays. Click the famous DNS PKA server. And we're going to go to the services tab. And about halfway down, we'll go to DNS. And the DNS service is on. We're going to add the following resource records. So here, under resource records name, we're going to type in central server.pt.pka, and we'll give it the address at 10.10.10.2, and then we'll add that into the record. Oops, and I put in a question mark in mine, a comma instead of a, so I got to go back and do it over. Central server.pt.pka 10.10.10.2 and add it to the list. Now do the branch server.pt.pka and give it the address 64.100.200.1. Add, and now we can close that, and here we want to go back, and that'll come back to our original design. Exit the cloud. Okay, now they want us to verify the ability of the client computers to use the DNS. So we'll go to the home laptop or the tablet, and open one of those up. Go to the web browser. Okay, I'm not sure why we're not going to the web browser. I got ahead of myself there. We want to go to command prompt and ipconfig /all. We should see the IP address for the DNS server here, 64.100.8.8. Okay, so now we want to ping that address, and it said some of them should fail. These didn't. Went right through. Then they want us to do an NS lookup on central server.pt.pka, and we should get the name resolution showing the IP address. If I spell it right, server.pt.pka. There we go. Now it gives me the name and the IP address, 10.10.10.2. And if I do the same thing with branch server, it shows me the 64.100.200.1. Okay, so now we're going to close this and go to the web browser. And I'm going to try again to go to centralserver.pt.pka and successfully go to central server and branch server.pt.pka and go to the branch server. And we're successful.